Hi everybody, I'm Bob and this is Chiang Mai, Thailand. This year the pollution has arrived earlier than usual, and I wanted to see if we could examine a few of the reasons for it. Normally the bad season for bad air is somewhere in late March to mid-May, depending upon when the rainy season starts, which tends to dissipate it. But that one particular March to May period can be anywhere from annoying to insufferable. January 19th, 2020. I'm looking east toward the Maiping River from about a half a mile west of the northwest wall corner in Chiang Mai. It's still the 19th of January, but we've turned around and we're looking west. That mountain is Doi Suthep. Now, if you read the Bangkok Post, you'll see that they claim most of their pollution comes from industrial, automobiles, and commercial type pollution. Although I must admit, several times in the past, when there were big fires in the neighboring countries, there was enough smoke coming into Thailand to make it seem like it was our own smoke rather than imported haze, smog, fog, doo-dah. I'm about 400 miles north of Bangkok in the mountains, and we're in a basin. It's surrounded by mountains that go, say, 3,500 to 5,000 feet, surround the city on three sides, so it has a tendency to trap pollutants every year, more so than some of the surrounding areas. Although I have to admit that it seems to me, although Chiang Mai is over 1 million in population, it seems to me that agricultural burning is the thing that really affects us the most. Now, we've also got forest fires, and the surrounding countries are also subject to forest fires, from anything from lightning strikes to agricultural burning. So I must admit, fighting fires in North Thailand is extremely difficult because it's so mountainous and such severe. It's very mountainous, and there is severe, like maybe 8 to 10 million tribal people, and they all use slash and burn agriculture. Now what that means is, when they clear land, they burn some section of forest. When they get to the end of the burning season, they also burn agricultural waste. Right now in the south, they're burning sugarcane like it's going out of style, and the haze is putting ashes all over cars and streets and everything else. So from the south to the north, there are different causes, and since I know more about the north than the south, I'm going to focus on that. Slash and burn agriculture has been around almost as long as the human race, and it is destructive, but usually the people who use it are at least semi-nomadic, and they have a tendency to grow 2 or 3 years until their practices have ruined the soil, and then they move on. I suggested to several agencies that they teach in the schools, they teach the tribal people about composting, and since compost has all the nutrients we need to grow crops, it would keep them from having to move on and clear more land every 3 or 4 years. There are a whole lot of hill tribes in the northwest of Thailand, and they are pretty much 100% slash and burn farmers. Many of them don't have schools. They don't even do a census in that area of Thailand, so they don't even know how many tribal people there are. I'm a little distressed because this is the end of January. This is what they call the high season here, which means this is tourist season. Since I'm in a short sleeve t-shirt and short breeches, I'm not going to show you my legs. This is a little bit distressing because normally this doesn't start happening until a couple of months from now. But last year was unusually bad. That was because there were 3 growing seasons instead of just 2, so there was more agricultural waste to burn. And it got bad last year. We were up over 200 on the AQI index, and some other places that are more agricultural than we are we're up in the 450 AQI measurements. So that's pretty distressing, but that was last year. This year, since there was a dry season oncoming, it may be that during the drought, the government has a lot of extensive networks of irrigation canals. But this year they haven't really released the flow in these canals for the farmers to start planting rice and various other products. But they haven't sent the water down the pipe just yet because they expect it to be a dry year. So I think a lot of the tribal people are clearing land and taking this time, since they can't plant yet, to clear land for next year. And of course a lot of them have to move for every 3 or 4 years, so some of them are clearing new plots. And since the weather moves from west of us is Myanmar, and then across Thailand into Laos, Vietnam, and Cambodia, everybody in Southeast Asia shares everybody else's smoke and burning debris. Now, I'm not discounting the fact that there's traffic issues and automobiles and such do produce a lot of contaminants, but I am saying that starting this early this year makes me worry. I don't want to go through another bad season like last year. And last year, Thailand's spring tourist season was just clobbered. I mean, tourists were coming and leaving after 2 or 3 days and staying instead of staying a week or two. So it definitely hurt the tourism industry. I'm not looking for anybody to blame this on, but I will say that last year when they were driving fire trucks around shooting water in the air as a means of coping with the bad air, I had to feel that that was a little bit on the, maybe not the most effective way to do things. And if you're riding your motorcycle and happen to pass one of those trucks shooting water into the air, you can get a surprise bath. And if hopefully you're not dressed in a suit going to work, is all I can say about that. By the way, I am filming at the Echo Hotel's little green area today because construction people are banging on stuff. I think they're breaking forms at a hotel that's going up next to where I live. I also should note that Chiang Mai does have an international airport, and we get around 10 million tourists a year. So you can accept the fact that there probably is a reasonable amount of haze and pollution generated by the airport, which is inside the city limits. And it is on the west side of town, so obviously most weather goes west to east, and jet plane vapors definitely have an effect. Last year it was really bad. The year before it was next to nothing. A lot of it has to do with how long the growing season is and what way the wind's blowing. I've been in Kuala Lumpur and you couldn't see anything, and it was because of forest fires in Myanmar. That's Burma for you old timers. However, we all share some bad air, and it's a shame, but it's part of living here. So, hope everybody's doing great in their New Year activities. As I figure everybody's done broken at least most of their New Year's resolution. Speaking for me, I have. So, until next time, this is Bob. We're in Thailand. We'd like to see you hang around. Love to see you subscribe, and you can get notified when we put up new videos.